What's up, everyone? Welcome to the stream. Hey, Gene, what's going on, man? Happy Thursday. Happy last week before Christmas. What's up, Milkyon? What is going on? Finally made a stream. Yeah, there's no perfect time for everyone. I know we got some West Coasters, and it's just hard to, it's just hard for me to, with family and everything, to make time. But we do what we can. So, yeah, we're gonna take a look at the market, give away some stickers, maybe give away some packs, see if we can get to that special 50 viewers here at the same time. We'll see what we can do. I know it's that week before Christmas is kind of busy for folks, but we'll see. And we'll kind of open it up to questions too in the stream. Anything anyone wants to look at, anything that's going on. Market's kind of stable, I think, for the most part, is the way I would put it. Mycoline, like Halloween. All right, gotcha. Yeah, so like I was saying, market's kind of stable right now. A couple things I wanted to point out tonight. Most of it's pretty straightforward. Really no surprises. Everyone's talking about Prismatic Evolutions, of course. I put a video out today about that. Kind of talking about the game plan, and it's really actually pretty status quo for Prismatic. Boxes are still at that $100 price point for ETBs. Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes, those are gone. Not chasing those. But yeah, the regular ETBs, they're actually holding strong. People are paying this price. And again, I think there's a lot of people, a lot of money waiting to come in and pick this up on release day. I think everyone and their brother is hoping they're going to get it for less than $100, which I get, right? I mean, it's just an ETB, it's a specialty set, but I mean, historically on ETBs, these have easily been achievable under $50, and I think that price memory is stopping a lot of people from diving in here. These are still selling pretty well. Don't get me wrong. We got almost 2,400 sold in its since it was actually listed on TCG Player. So, and you can see if you look that kind of, the daily sell rate's actually been increasing. So we'll see. But I think people are expecting it to be under 100 on release day, and I don't know, kind of like 50-50 on it. Like, I think even if we saw a pullback on the price, I don't think it would be much, because I think a lot of people are just sitting waiting to get in. So we'll see. And it could be that when we get into January and we still don't see any more pre-orders or enough pre-orders come to market, which at this point, I think the cat's out of the bag. I don't think there would ever be enough pre-orders to squelch any kind of demand or get any price pullback. And keep them on a release date. You're gonna have so many scalpers. The scalping game is back. You've seen the pictures and video, people at Costco and Sam's Club gobbling stuff up, trying to resell it, right? You're gonna have that same thing happening. People literally have nothing better to do than just to stock Walmart or Target on release day or local game stores and just gobble up what they can to resell online. When you figure, even if you're paying $50, you can make $20, $30 after shipping and fees per box selling on TCG Player or selling locally. So what's up, everyone in chat? We got Poketino, we got Shakazula, Royal Soul. Hey, what's up? We've seen you before. Card Vibe, welcome back. Just kind of going over Prismatic Evolutions again, just trying to kind of game theory this in our heads here as we get closer to release day. I don't think there'll ever be enough to squelch this. And I think Cardinal Games put out a video today about Prismatic as well, saying it'll never be MSRP, and he's 100% right. You'll never see that on MSRP again. So, and I think I said something a little crazy on today. I don't know if it's crazy, but on today's video about, it was more towards the end. I kept it on the end because most people don't listen to the end of the video, but I do think Prismatic is a contender for top specialty set spot in Scarlet and Violet versus 151. I really do. And there's just so many good cards. And I mean, 151, I said this in the video, but before release day, it wasn't even above $40 a pop. It took until after release day and really the recent run up in the bull market to really give it some juice. So let's see in the chat here. Michael Lean, yeah, I did order. I think I pre-ordered 3 Pokemon Center ETBs. They're kind of the thing about Pokemon Center ETBs is the pre-order is really early. So I went in kind of a little blind on that one. As soon as I started seeing some of the previews come out for Prismatic, though, I started gobbling up regular ETBs. So that's kind of how I approach it. I usually get 1 to 2 Pokemon Center ETBs for most sets. Not every set. I should be doing it for every set in Scarlet Violet. Kicking myself for not doing that. But most sets, I get 1 or 2. And then with regular booster boxes, regular sets, I'll typically get 2 booster boxes no matter what. Like sight unseen, I get those locked in early so I can get as cheap as possible. And then as the previews come out, if I like them, I think I start, I'll try to pre-order some additional boxes, and that's worked out pretty well. And I think, I tell people this, if you like the cards, if you're gushing over the cards, there's a good chance that people in the market are going to too. This is not Magic the Gathering. You do not need to study the meta. 90% of card purchases are based on subjective like of a card art. That's it. That's all it is. So if you like it, there's a good chance the market's going to like it. So if you approach it that way, that's served me pretty well. Shrouded Fable, there was nothing in there I liked, so I didn't get any. So just how I do it. But I typically get a little bit of everything. Curtis, do Pokemon Center ETBs restock on release day? They do, but they go quick, and this is going to be the hottest Pokemon Center ETB gobbled up on release day ever, hands down. So the bots are going to be all over it. People are going to be all over it. I'm going to be all over it. Everyone. I mean, they're already selling. You think of it this way. I mean, they're already selling at $400 a pop, so you can make money on them easy. Though, remember, I'll say this again. I've said this before. Sorry to repeat myself, but on TCG Player, the difference between a regular ETB is there's all kinds of stores. Big box stores are the only ones. This pre-sale that you see right here, this is the only people that are able to pre-sell on TCG Player are big box stores, actual physical game stores, okay? Small or massive, okay? So like the Game Nerds of the world and so on and so forth, these big companies. Those big companies have access to regular ETBs through distribution, so they can get their allocations, they can sell on TCG Player before release day. So those are the only ones right now that can take advantage of these pre-order prices here, okay? But when it comes to Pokemon Center ETBs, everyone has the same chance. They don't have a big box store, an LGS, anyone with distro access. That doesn't get them anything in terms of Pokemon Center ETBs. So Game Nerds, if they go to pre-order Pokemon Center ETBs, they are limited to the same limit we have, okay? So what happens is I think this is how it works. Most Pokemon Center ETBs are from individual sellers. So people like myself, right, who go on and order the max. I think it's 6 per household, per address. And then what happens is I'm not allowed to sell until release day. So what happens on release day for Pokemon Center ETBs, there's a flood of individual sellers who aren't able to sell pre-release, before release day, that come into market. So I think there is a good chance that we'll see a pullback on the Pokemon Center ETB value market price here on TCG Player. And the question there is, again, how much demand is in the market? Like, there's not going to be enough from Pokemon Center to squelch any kind of demand. That's not going to happen. So there will absolutely be plenty of demand for the Pokemon Center, and it is probably one of the, outside of maybe, it's even higher than Evolving Skies right now. Pokemon Center ETB versus that ETB, so it might be the most expensive Pokemon Center ETB of all time. I don't see that changing. So let's take a look at that real quick. So $400 box for Pokemon Center ETBs. I wish the artwork was different, but hey, that's really good artwork, so I can't fault them for that. And unfortunately, people are paying this price. So literally not a lot, but people are paying this price, as high as $500 a pop. So I think everyone else, and again, this is, you may say retrace, but it's gonna be hot. It is a collector's item. You got that EV in there, and we've already seen, let's just look at Obsidian Flames, right? It's already over $200 a box. And again, this is a better set. It's got better box artwork. Promo, I think the Obsidian Flames promo is really good, but let's see. Let's see the chat. Trey 50, Daniel. Any data on how often they restock typically? I don't have any data, just kind of historical relevance. As far as I can remember, every single set on release day, we see some restock if it's sold out pre-release day. And then after that, we do see random restocks sometimes. It usually doesn't happen after release day. Like Twilight Masquerade, we just saw quite a few come to market, which was quite odd. I think it was enough that we might even, I hate to call it a reprint, because this is kind of like the collector box item for Pokemon, right? It's very sought after. It's unique in certain ways. It contains, technically, it's just the Pokemon, the stamps promo in there that's unique about it. But yeah, trade Prismatic's just looking. I can't gush enough about it. It's just it tickles my brain cells. Is how I put it. It just really. Just every single card here. I mean, we got the Umbreon here. Let's look at cards here. Let's see. Why is it not showing? Looking for cards. Why is it not showing me cards? Product type, sealed product. I don't want sealed. Oh, that's right. We can't see the sealed product on the cards yet on TCG Player. Let's go to PokeBeach. Yeah, Roaring Moon looks phenomenal. Actually, let's go to Justin Basil. Let's see, visual set list. These will all be in Japanese, but it'll give us the gist here. I mean, just there's so many good cards. I think I heard we're not getting this one. It's a weird card, but I thought I heard we're not getting that. I don't know. Let's see. We have, yeah, just look at, we get the Palfin, the Umbreon. Man, it's just a beautiful card. I mean, that's, and we don't know what the pull rates are going to be, but that to me is, I mean, that's a must pick up. That's a 3-figure card. No question about it. And it's just card after card, and it's just like tell me a card in Scarlet and Violet that looks like that from an artwork standpoint. Not that it looks like that in the same way. It's just how show me a card that deviates from the norm, like a card like this. This is one card in the set, and it deviates from everything they've done before, in a good way. I just think it's abstract. I think they just kind of pulled out all the punches. And there's multiple cards like that. Just look at the Palfin. It's just a juice set. And then I guess we're supposed to get the Master Ball. I don't know if we're supposed to get the Master Balls. I saw a comment today that we're not. I'm not sure. I thought we were. I was fairly certain we were. I mean, just look at the regular Evolutions cards. I mean, this is going to be fun to open. I mean, I don't know if you've seen, if you haven't, check out some of the, do Google search for some of the pack opening videos from the Japanese set. It looks really, really cool. But yeah, this is a great set. It's going to be fun to open. I got to open, it's going to be tough opening a box that I could turn around and sell for $100 pop, but I just have to open some. This is going to be a blast to open. I typically try to get some locally, get an extra ETB, but it might not happen this time around. So. And let's see, what else did I want to look at today? Fusion Strike boxes, above 300, well above 300. Absolutely, I would say $500 price target in 2025. If, barring any kind of drop in the bull run or, any kind of market event or anything like that, this is going up quick, real quick. As the listed median. So remember, the median price on TCG Player, it means there's 50% of the listed boxes are above that in price, 50% are below that in price. A listed median of 425. So it's just starting to go up precipitously here. Not too many boxes before we hit $400 on that. Absolutely I wouldn't, probably should have been higher. It is definitely the second spot set for Sword and Shield, for sure. I personally don't think there's any question about it. So definitely great set. Evolving Skies still doing Evolving Skies things, kind of flat, just because it's an expensive box. You can get a lot of other boxes for $1,000. Yeah, Trey, that's kind of what I was trying to get at without saying is, yeah, it's going to do Evolving Skies things. This is exactly what's going to happen. So I had liquidated a couple of boxes. I try to do the sell to cover method, where I kind of sell, you know, a couple boxes that have enough profit margin to cover the entire cost of my remaining boxes, so that those remaining boxes ride for free, essentially. So my dollar cost average is 0 for any remaining boxes. And that just frees up capital to buy, to keep reinvesting into other things. But I always keep a box or two. And that's kind of, some of that's like the emotional side of things for me, where I can say to myself, well, if what I don't want is I don't want to sell everything of a set that I have, and then all of a sudden that set rides up in price, and I'm like, oh, kicking myself. I hate that feeling. So I always have a box or two, no matter what, unless I, you know, was forced to sell for one reason or another. But I do not have any Evolving Skies boxes. I have a bunch of ETBs, but no booster boxes, unfortunately. And that was at a time when Sword and Shield was still fairly cheap, and I just didn't love the set. I just didn't love it. I had way more Fusion Strike than this. It just didn't tickle my brain. I liked the Gengar from Evolving Sky, from Sword and Shield. Not Sword and Shield, Jesus. Fusion Strike, much better. That's just a way more appealing card. Damn it, I should have picked it. I saw one at a local game store not long ago for a few $100, and I was like, yeah, it's kind of pricey for me, but yeah, I really should pick that up. This thing's done phenomenally in the last month. Absolutely beautiful card. Hawaiian50, hey, welcome. Welcome to the chat. We're talking through the market here. Is the music too loud, by the way? I forgot to ask if the music was too loud. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. I can't hear it on my end. Let's see. Yeah, so, yeah, we're going through the market here, just kind of looking at things. Feel free to throw some questions in chat if there's anything to look at. The market's so big. I'm actually working on some software to try to pull in some back-end stuff from TCG Player automatically. To try to chart out some, you know, what cards are moving versus, you know, look at sell volume week over week, that kind of thing, pricing volume or pricing data week over week, and kind of look at and see which cards are running up. Like I can do that manually right now, but that's obviously a pain to try to go through that many cards to see what kind of movement there is. So Silver Tempest starting to do some good stuff here now that it's out of stock at Pokemon Center. Definitely starting to see those move a little bit. Price move up a little. Definitely hitting that $200 price point, that ceiling. I don't want to call it ceiling. It'll blow through that. But, and then let's see. What do we got in the chat? Evening 5-star. Welcome again. Gene. Really want that Gengar, but that's way too expensive for me right now. Yeah. It's a beautiful card. It's way prettier in person too. That I can't tell you how many times I've said, yeah, it may be on a card, like it looks cool, but I don't know if I'd pay that price. And then I see it in person, I'm like, yeah, you gotta have it. And that speaks to the, you know, card quality of Pokemon cards too. When you see that, especially that textured foil in person, it's just completely different. And it's not even just that, like the confetti foil, and it looks completely different in person, completely different. What else? So we got Paldea Evolved is doing Paldea Evolved things. Those Pokemon Center boxes, kicking myself for not grabbing them. I think they're all running up in price. We got Obsidian Flames is over 200. Paldea is over 200. Obviously 151's over, almost over 300. Paldean Fates is over $150 now, $130. I didn't get those. I kicked myself because I loved the set. I loved the previews on it. And I still didn't get it. Royal Soul, I have a Charmander PC promo. Do you see the value of that card jump up by a lot in the next couple of years? It's a beautiful card. It's a cool card. That's just a cute card. And the market has definitely spoken on seeing cards like that, where I've said this before. Sorry, I'm repeating myself. It's just a fun card. It's cute. It's not like this big badass Pokemon doing stuff. It's just a beautiful, cute, cozy scene card. It's a cozy card, right? So that one has definitely run up recently. But definitely a good card. I would hold on to that. That's a great collectible. Personally, I think that's a great collectible. Let's see what that's done. Yeah, nice 34% run last month. Yeah, I would hold that. I would hold that. That's just a collectible piece. There's 10 of these available in near mint on TCG Player. So yes, I'd say that's an easy hold. And you know, that the way they did this with the stamp promo makes just a ton of sense, because now every single card that you get that has that stamp promo only came from that Pokemon Center box. So that means for sealed collectors, it's great, right? Because that means the population of sealed boxes is always going to deplete. It's going to deplete naturally, like we have with booster boxes, right? Typically in the past, like in Sword and Shield, if you get a Pokemon Center ETB, it was a collectible seal. That's all people did with them. There was no reason to open them. You have one extra pack. That was it, literally. And now there's a reason to open them. So it just depletes them. It creates more demand for Pokemon Center. They sell more of them. It creates a collectible product. It just, again, checks all the boxes. And that is why the Pokemon Company is considered the best. They are the best at collectible cards, hands down, because of stuff like that. So yeah, Royal Soul, keep it sealed. Keep it in the plastic, man. That's a great one for the collection. Absolutely will go up in value. 10 of these listed on TCG Player. I would check eBay as well. I hate looking through eBay. eBay is terrible. It's not a consolidated market. I mean, it's a great place to obviously buy and sell cards and boxes, but when you're trying to look at data, it's just, there's no, I don't know if anyone's figured out a way to kind of pull back end data, but it's just terrible. Yeah. So, and even the Twilight Masquerade box, we saw a bunch of these get released. I think this has a Teal Mask Ogerpon Pokemon Center exclusive. Let's see if I can find that. Which one is it? It's not fantastic. It's not bad either. The Mimikyu promo, this is the one from Paldean Fates. Again, doing really good, $42 a pop. Magneton from Surging Sparks, I believe, doing well. So all the stamp promos, there's such a small population of them, and so they just it works in tandem with the Pokemon Center ETBs. It's fantastic. I love what they did. Hopefully they keep it up. I mean, the market's catching on now. So now, and that's something I mentioned in the video today. The market obviously has caught on, and we're gonna have to talk. There's probably a future video at some point about how we approach future sets. I'm not just talking prismatic. I'm talking full release sets down the road, because, and I've seen this before, you're gonna start seeing pre-order price. You're not gonna be able to get boxes for the next sets at $100 a pop. I doubt it. I don't think it's going to happen. I think everyone's going to assume that that's what's going to happen, is that price memory from like Surging Sparks is going to be carried over to these other sets. Everyone's going to assume they're going to go up, so no one's going to list their boxes at $100 a pop. Remember, if a game store, local game store of any size, even a big one like a Game Nerds or something like that, if they, they're making a couple bucks on that box at $100 a pop. So it's extremely hard. And this is why I don't, I know people are ticked off about some of these stores listing Prismatic Evolutions boxes at $100 a pop. I get it. It doesn't seem right. But at the end of the day, some of these stores literally make $1 or $2 trying to move boxes in the hopes that when a set like Prismatic or Surging comes out, all that either loss or very slim profit that led up to that gave them better access to the sets where they can make money. And of course, people are ticked off. Like, no one complains when a store sells below MSRP or at a loss at like $30 a pop. No one complains then. They only complain when they try to make money. And yeah, I think $100 a box is too much. But people were getting knocked for, Safari Zone, I think, was selling them at $70 a pop. Like, I don't think that for a hot set, it's like, these guys make pennies a box sometimes for years before before the market shifts. That's literally what they're waiting for, is a market shift. And it's just, and they take all the risk. Right, they're the ones opening this. They're the ones with the LLC. They're the ones with a profit and loss that they have to make work at the end of the month, or have employees that they have to pay. It's not all glamorous. So I get it. They gotta try to make money here and there. So speaking of Twilight, how is Twilight doing? Greninja's doing great. Eevee's doing its thing. Box is holding nice and steady, about 160 a pop. Nice solid set, right? Kind of benefited from the, beginning of the bull run. Only 150 listed on TCG Player. And yet another thing that will likely need a reprint in the future. Temporal Force is doing great. Everything is sitting right around that at least $130 price point. I don't know if SV Base is doing that. Let's do... It was about 120 last I checked. Yeah, it's still doing that. Again, I would stay away from this. If you can get something at $130, anything else in Scarlet and Violet at $120 or $130 a pop is a way better investment. Way better. I have a few of these. That's too expensive for me. That's like guilty by association or successful by association just because it's Scarlet and Violet. It's not old enough to be doing anything. It's remember, these were on TikTok not long ago for like $80, $70 shipped, like even without coupons sometimes. So J-Bone Tim just got out of my local Walmart. Not one Pokemon pack of cards in the whole building. That's how all my Walmarts and Targets are. Every single one of them. I don't think I've ever gotten anything good like at MSRP at any box store. I've gotten like LGSs. I got one LGS that's like in the middle of nowhere, and I've had really good luck remember picking up an Evolving Skies ETB from them for like $50 a pop. That was a while ago though. Let's see. 4C. Anybody getting the feeling Silver Tempest Lugia might be the next to blow? Yeah, I think there's definitely, if you want to go on the hunt, there's definitely some arts in Sword and Shield that could be due for some blow up. But it's, to me, I've done it before and I've gotten burned so many times. So many times. 5-star, don't let the reprints worry you. Reprints are, I really don't think it's a concern. I did a video on that a while ago. I think I almost think it's an impossibility for them to address all the reprints right now. Unless they go heavy, like with one set, that would be my only concern. They go way too heavy. I don't think they have the bandwidth to address it all. I can list like almost 10 things that need reprinting right now that could use reprinting, and I highly doubt. The Surging Sparks needs a reprint. Prismatic's not released, and it needs a reprint. We have a Team Rocket set coming up that's going to be hot. I mean, we haven't seen anything from it, but it's going to be hot, right? We can all agree it's going to be hot. I don't fear the reprints. And that's part of that's the data, but part of that is just having seen multiple bull and bear markets. Most of my money's made when things are cheap. Because people think, oh, they reprinted it, confidence is gone, I'm gonna dump it all, and then their dump is my gain. So I don't fear the reprints. Not anymore. I mean, they've overdone it sometimes, but I'm not worried about it. Yeah, reprints are a chance to load up. And again, this all goes back to time horizon, right? Yeah, if you're a flipper, yeah, reprints suck. Reprints suck because now you're left holding the bag because your goal was to sell it in a short period of time, right? I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad for anyone. You're not putting any effort in. You buy it and you turn around and sell it. The effort comes from purchasing something and then having the character, I don't know if character is the right word, but having the wherewithal to hold that for a long period of time and to not sell. To even say it's the hardest part's not seeing it drop in price. The hardest part is seeing it rise up in price and not immediately selling it. That's why people, like I look at Surging Sparks, how much of that product has moved through the market. Everyone, no one's holding, like, I don't think there are many people holding that product, because why would you, if you bought it $100 a box and it's $200, you're turning and burning that for a profit all day. So I think it's actually flushing more people out of the system, because why would you're going to give up $100 profit like right now? Gene, are we in the middle of 151 run reprint right now? Because Walmart and PC dropped a bunch of booster bundles this month. We just keep seeing that happen. I don't know if it's more reprints or what. We saw, I think it was a couple months ago, we were seeing it like almost every day. That was definitely a reprint. I don't know if this is a restock, reprint, or what. Still no ETBs, just booster bundles. And the market's eating them up, right? It's not, I don't think it's touched the price of booster bundles whatsoever. Let's see. Sorry, I'm jumping around here. Let's check booster bundles. Let's see. ETB is still doing fantastic. Yeah, but it has touched the price. Yep. Yeah, that doesn't concern me. Like, this doesn't concern me in the least. Every single time I see 151 booster bundles at about $28 a pop, I get some. I had some delivered today, actually. They're very efficient to store packs. These are great too if you want to crack and you just, you're looking for, get a bad day, crack this open, chase some cards. And this is the thing, we've already seen it climb up in price. We know what 151 is. There's a ton of demand for it. It's nostalgic. It's going to create new nostalgia for the next generation. This is an easy one long term. And again, my time horizon's 5 years. This could go sideways at $50 a market price right now for the next 2 years. I don't care. I don't care. These are going to be, I mean, we've seen 50. How high have we seen these go? Let's see. 60. We've seen as high as $60 a pop. You can't tell me there isn't a world in the next 5 years where these aren't $100 a pop. Outside of like an apocalyptic scenario, God forbid, knock on wood, these are going to keep going up in price. We've already seen the demand for it. This isn't like hey, is this going to go up in the future? Is there demand for it? Do people actually like it? When the market's proven that. So to me, a chance to load up at $30 a pop, that's not a bad thing. That's a great thing. And I think we actually need more of it. The more this gets into people's hands, the more it solidifies itself as something fantastic in the market. So to me, it's all good. It's all gravy. 4C aggressive reprint, maybe. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. These are still these retail at $30 a pop and are still selling for $50. It doesn't matter. If you can get them at under 30 on like Walmart or wherever, load up. This isn't a concern at all. Those who've been in the market long enough, the smart money is picking these up when they can. Not at 50. I wouldn't pick them up at 50. I don't think it's, terrible at 50, but knowing that these keep dropping, we get a sprinkling of these every week from somewhere, you can pick them up. I'm not smart. I just pick them up when I see them come in. So what's weird is we're not getting ETBs. I have not seen a single ETB come on sale from a Walmart or Target anywhere. They have not reprinted these. I don't know if this is on purpose. I don't know if this is a calculated move where they think they're kind of insulating this as the product of choice and they're not cannibalizing it. So they're consciously not reprinting these to not crash that price in the secondary market. Or maybe the other reasonable thing to think is just the booster bundles are easy to make. They're far easier to make. There's no cardboard like there's no that thick cardboard that we see in ETBs. There's none of the other crap in there. It's literally thin cardboard and packs of cards. So that could be the more reasonable thing. I would love to think that they're looking at the secondary market and they're just not touching it, because we've seen that with Crown Zenith, like the Sea and Sky. Like they're not going back to the other stuff. They're going to the some of these other collections. So it's a way to get packs into the market, but you're not crushing that primary product, the price of that primary product on the secondary market. Just how like the Sea and Sky collection is not easy to print. It's big. The price to ship and the price per square inch of that product is way higher than anything else, way higher. So it definitely, that one cost them, I don't think that thing cost them any less to print than an ETB, but there's all this other junk that's inside the ETB. That's the problem. That's the stuff that starts to add up from a manufacturing standpoint, because now you go to line, you got plastics you have to get, you get the dice in there, the dividers, the sleeves. So you have other manufacturing and raw material costs and raw material manufacturing that have to align to produce an ETB. So maybe if they're kind of quickly trying to jump in and out of producing things, maybe the booster bundle is just the way to go. It has to be. That's got to be contributing to it for sure. Maybe that's just a more reasonable assumption. So. But yeah, if I saw ETBs come at, even at the $50 MSRP price point, I'd be gobbling those up for sure. But I have a few, and I've been loading up on the booster bundle. So just a reminder, we're gonna give away some stickers tonight. So anyone in chat, if you would like a sticker, and I'll show you a picture of them here. These cool stickers, a few of you guys have gotten one already, and if you've already gotten one, let's let some of the other folks grab one. But email me at PokeMarketLab at gmail.com. That's PokeMarketLab at gmail.com, and I'll get a sticker in the mail for you. No cost, and I will choose someone who emails me tonight. I'll give you a pack. So I sent one out to someone this week. I can't remember your name. I don't know if you're here, but I sent a pack of Surging Sparks out with it. So I'm going to pick one person that asks for a sticker. Everyone who emails me gets a sticker. Out of the pool of people who email me, I'll pick one and I'll send you a pack. Again, please, if you've already gotten a sticker, let's let some other folks get some and get a chance to win a pack of cards. So pretty cool, just my kind of way of giving back, especially before the holidays here. So again, PokeMarketLab at gmail.com. And do me a favor, hit that like button if you can, everyone in chat. If you like the stream, hit that like button for me. And let's see, what other questions do we have? All right, let's see. What else is going on? Temporal Forces. What does everyone think of Temporal? I think it's a decent set. Raging Bolt is doing quite well. Iron Leaves. I love the Iron Leaves and Iron Crown are great. I still got to get this Ghastly, and of course it's running up in price. And I still haven't gotten it. I don't know why. Every time I talk about it, I forget about it. And of course, it's gone up 30% in the last month. That's a cool looking card. Ashton, if you want a sticker, just email me at PokeMarketLab at gmail.com. Royal Soul. You got the Surging Sparks pack? Let me know. Would you get any pulls? Are you cracking it or are you keeping it sealed? Card Vibe, you're welcome. Hopefully you enjoy it. Let me know what you stick it on. They do come off easy, so if you put them on like a laptop or something, you're good. I promise. And again, that's PokeMarketLab at gmail.com. Let's hit that like button. Let's try to get to 50 viewers if we can tonight. What else are we looking at tonight? Let's see. So we've looked at Stellar Crown. We haven't looked at Stellar Crown tonight. Stellar Crown's doing great. I loved opening Stellar Crown. I thought it was awesome. Opened it with the kids. And nice solid box, $130 a pop. Let's see, Gene, the Drowsy, and Meryl are also increasing from SV base. Let's take a look. Gardevoir, let's see. What do you say? The Drowsy and Meryl from, let's see. I know which Drowsy you're talking about. Yes, I almost bought one of these too, but I didn't. I didn't grab it. This is definitely a cool card in person. I think some of the pictures on, for some reason, the pictures on the Scarlet and Violet base cards are like scans. And they just don't look as good as they do in person. It's an okay set. It's all right. It's like it's not a Shrouded Fables, right? There's some decent stuff in here. You got the Gardevoir, the Miradon. There's some stuff. There's something here, but it's just not. It's not enough for me. It's just not. Let's see. I've seen so many Magneton promos for sale. I think Surging Sparks PCTVs are only going to rise after the market filters their product. Yeah. Yeah, I grabbed 4 Pokemon Center ETBs for Surging Sparks. I mean, it's got Pikachu on it. It's a fantastic box, and you get the Magneton promo for sure. I just that's a great move. Like it's such a simple thing, right? Just a simple thing, and it has literally. I mean, if Obsidian Flames can go over $200 a box for Pokemon Center version, yeah, it makes sense. And Pokemon Company's not known for new products, right? They do the booster box. We get the bundle is fairly new. They're not known for they don't do what Magic does, new products left and right. Let's make a play booster box and get rid of the draft and set boxes, and then they change the number of packs. And like Pokemon Center is not. This is what they do, right? They're the tried and true, and that's why they're respected. And because they don't mess with that formula, that's where the confidence comes from. That's what Wizards of the Coast can't get right. They can't get through their heads. They cannot get that through their heads. And Pokemon Company knows, like, hey, this is a collectible card game. We cannot mess with this formula. They do improvements over time. It's not that they don't do anything, but it is very slow to the market. Very slow. Royal Soul, do you collect Magic? I do. I play Magic. I did collect it. I definitely get some boxes for, I would call, investment standpoint. But Wizards of the Coast just screwed the pooch. They screwed the pooch. 2021, 2022, 2023, just misstep after misstep. So from a collector standpoint, like, and now they're doing crap with bannings, or they're banning stuff and unbanning things, and now they are the rules committee for Commander, and it's just like, I did that. I did the investing there for long enough to realize, okay, this whole game is rigged, and it's just, I can see the writing on the walls and kind of stop. I still play the game. I love it. I grew up playing Magic. At Magic, I kind of started after Pokemon. And I'll always love it, but I'll always love playing it, but they messed up from a collector standpoint. So, let's see, Peter Pun, where do you sell your sealed? eBay, TCG Player, Facebook Marketplace, a little bit of everything. So, mostly TCG Player. Yeah, everywhere. Facebook Marketplace, I don't think I've sold on. I've done pretty well buying some stuff on Facebook Marketplace. That can be good. However, and I have to talk about this, I still have to work on that liquidation video. There's no free lunch when it comes to box prices. If you want to sell on Facebook Marketplace, you're going to take a haircut. Unless it's a really hot product like a Surging Sparks, maybe you can sell at a price similar to eBay or TCG Player. But almost always you're going to take a massive haircut versus TCG Player market price. That's the thing. You're selling on Facebook Marketplace, people want a deal. So I've not been able to find a free lunch in that regard. It's either I take the hit on the fees, or I do Facebook Marketplace, and people are willing to pay. That's what I do in Facebook Marketplace is I buy cheap, because that's the only reason to buy there. There's really no protection at the end of the day. So if I'm going to meet up with someone, it's because it's cheap, right? So you're gonna take a hit on fees somewhere. And again, that's where most people, they just don't think that far ahead. And everyone thinks like, hey, you're trying to dissuade me from doing it. It's like, hey, I do it. It's just you need to factor it in. Like if you're tracking your product, you need to factor in it's cost you $10 to ship. It costs you, on average 13% in fees, whether it's eBay or TCG Player, and you got to factor that in. Never mind the fact you got to deal with customer service issues. Both eBay and TCG Player, if there's an issue, whether it's with shipping, whether it's with the customer wants to return it, or it's not as expected, or whatever that issue is, that's on you to deal with. Like they're pointing to you. You're not pointing to them to deal with that stuff. It's a hassle. And if you sell long enough, and if you're in this hobby long enough, you're going to deal with the hassle, either buying a product and it doesn't come as expected, or selling it years later and dealing with the hassle of selling it. And it's not that it shouldn't dissuade you from doing it. It's just you need to factor it in. I think that's what most people don't realize is, man, when you go to liquidate sealed boxes, it's a pain sometimes. It's a pain. You got a sealed case or multiple boxes to sell, and you got to sell and you need the money quick. It's not happening. It's not happening. Not super quick. If you sell on TCG Player, it takes a couple of weeks to get that money in your account. Never after you sell. So it's just you have to plan for it. That's all. You just have to plan for it. You have to know. And I think everyone thinks it's, everyone watches, Rudy or all these other YouTubers, and it's like, hey, you can make money doing this. And no one talks about, like, this is the reality of it. You got to buy it. There's risk. You got to protect it for years. You got to make sure no one steals it. You got to make sure you don't get scammed. You got to look at the price, tanking and yada, yada, yada. But at the end of the day, we do it because we enjoy the product. And if you can make money in something and you enjoy it, and you can use that enjoyment of it to find deals or find products that are moving and take advantage of that, and use that enjoyment of it to keep your ear and eyes peeled on the market, that's where you can benefit. That's where you can benefit. And that's how that you have to like this to hold on to it for a long period of time. Like stocks, I don't have to like a stock. I just have to find good stocks and hold on to them for a long period of time, right? And they have to be good companies. I don't have to like them. They just have to perform. You can't tell me there's anyone out there, maybe other than Rudy, that's storing hundreds of booster boxes and they don't enjoy it whatsoever. Or they don't fall in love with it, at least eventually. I just don't believe it. All right, what else are we looking at tonight? Let's see. Evolving Skies, we're done. We looked at that. It's not doing much. Going sideways. You can do a lot else for, don't buy, I mean, you could if you want to, obviously, but yeah, $1,000 a box. I can think of much better things to be spending $1,000 on for upside, upside potential. Prismatic we looked at. Let's see. Evolving Skies singles. Let's see what that Rayquaza is doing. Yeah, I think everyone's just... I think we're seeing a lot more money pour back into Sword and Shield now. With, you know, some of these chase cards and Scarlet and Violet running up in price. That money kind of bounces back and forth between what's out there. So if it hits kind of a magical price point... I've talked about this before. It starts hitting the edge of the bucket and spills over into other cards. It happens in booster boxes and sets too. It happens in eras. We saw that in Sword and Shield where all the money was flowing into Sword and Shield, and then suddenly people were like, "Whoa, Scarlet and Violet is cheap and it's good. I can get boxes for $100 a pop. Let me push my money there. I can buy 3 Scarlet and Violet boxes for the price of 1, you know, Fusion Strike box." And the money shifts and just kind of bounces back and forth. So now that Scarlet and Violet's going up, I think we're seeing a little bit of that money go back to Sword and Shield is older. So I think there's this thought, and there's just less product out there, and people aren't cracking the boxes as much. So, I mean, just look at a card like Rayquaza VMAX here. There's 30 of these listed on TCG Player, so the population's starting to dry up. Remember, age is good for population. Cards get damaged, they get lost, they get forgotten about in collections. Booster boxes get opened, right? So from this day forward, right now, there will never be more sealed boxes of Evolving Skies than there are today. There may be more singles if people are, you know, crazy enough to crack $1,000 booster boxes to put more singles into the secondary market, but booster boxes, there will never be more than what's out there right now. Not what's listed on TCG Player, just I'm talking in the entire invisible population of Evolving Skies that's on this planet. So BP, hey, you gone over Twilight Masquerade? I feel it's an overlooked collection. We got a good art. I feel people overlooked it because of 151. Twilight Masquerade, yeah, we went over the Twilight. Twilight's good. It's not the value is kind of really condensed. Box price is definitely right up against MSRP right now. They're drying up. It definitely, I think this set definitely, you know, was the start of the bull run when we started seeing these boxes go up quickly not too long ago. It's a good set. I don't think there's like the Greninja. I could kind of take it or leave it. It's a little busy for me. I absolutely love the EV. But that value drops off really quickly, right? It's a good set, but I don't think it's overlooked. I think $160 price point for the box is appropriate. But I think what's happening here is the volume starting, the market depth is starting to dry up here. But the volume's starting to slow too. That's what we're seeing too. We see Surging Sparks was hot, and just these boxes probably would have been $175 a pop if it weren't for Surging Sparks, right? And then Surging Sparks is going to be a little bit forgotten, I think, as we start hitting, you know, more Prismatic Evolutions. But Surging Sparks is just an awesome set. We haven't looked at that yet tonight. I know everyone's probably sick of looking at this one, but holding really well at $200 a box here, exceptionally well, and it's sold. Let's see, over almost 8,600 boxes in just the last few months. So that's a record for anything. There's nothing in Scarlet and Violet that sold that many boxes in the last year. So I think what's happening here is the fact that most of these boxes have sold at a fairly high rate or high price. I think most of the boxes that are out there in hands of people that paid at least $150 a box for this, at least. So this is, I think there's a lot of boxes listed here, but that's again because of the price, right? Remember what happens when the price starts running up, that starts to draw more supply into the market that otherwise wouldn't be there, right? If you bought boxes and you can make a few dollars a pop, what's the rush to sell? You're not going to list your boxes on TCG Player, but if you can make $100 a box, yeah, you're gonna list them on TCG Player. So it just draws a lot in. And again, that's a video I got to work on, is trying to explain how, you know, people always yell at the market. Oh, the market's doing this, market's doing that. The market price you see here is a literal result of the supply and demand equation, right? It's a representation of that balance. And supply and demand, as we see it on TCG Player, is dynamic, right? If these boxes suddenly start dropping in price for whatever reason, or say maybe more supply because the price is high, the supply comes into the market, right? What you see here is not everything that's listed out there. I could have 100 boxes stored in my closet, not listed on TCG Player, and the price goes up, and suddenly I bring those and list those on TCG Player. Now there's more supply. Now, maybe, depending on the demand, right, because that's the other part of the equation, maybe that price starts to drop because there's not enough demand to support that supply, okay? So this isn't like some person controlling the market There is no market manipulation, okay, that's happening on TCG Player, okay? That's conspiratorial. It doesn't happen. No one is taking, you can have buyouts, but no one is taking a 13% hit plus shipping to manipulate the market, okay? Because they couldn't out earn that. It's not happening, okay? Buyouts, yes, but people can't like swoop in. You could try to swoop in and buy a whole bunch of boxes and just try to relist them if you had, millions of dollars. But trust me, it's conspiratorial. So Void Start TCG Player gave me a response that they weren't taking vendors a month ago. Yeah, that could be a lot to do with Pokemon Bull Market. Maybe they can't support from a support standpoint. Maybe I've had a couple issues with a couple orders recently where it took them almost a week to get back to me. Which I was kind of ticked off about. So that could be they just don't have the support system to handle more vendors right now. They can't control how many sales they do. And there's I would expect they have some kind of data surrounding, hey, how many service requests or customer requests happen after every X number of sales. But yeah, maybe they don't have the bandwidth to onboard them. Who knows? Shangy cards. Question for long-term holds. Do you think the value of the cards push the price of the notoriety fame of the set? Disregard the usual growth due to scarcity. Yeah, for sure. Just look at Evolving Skies and the Moonbryon, right? That absolutely pushed that box price up. And there's a uniqueness there to Evolving Skies associated with that one chase card. It's not just there's other good cards in the set, but obviously when you think of Evolving Skies, you think of the Moonbryon. So long term, it's always going to be associated with that. But if you look at the really long term, like we're talking 5, mostly, closer to 10 years, the box doesn't matter what's in it. At some point, it doesn't matter. And I shouldn't say it doesn't matter what's in it. It's people think more back to, okay, I remember this set, the nostalgia of this set. But what happens is we call it the alligator mouth. So the value of the cards in the box, if you were to graph this out, value of the cards in the box stays flat or goes down, and the box price starts to go up over time, almost regardless. So the correlation, they start to diverge from kind of where they would correlate with each other, and they just don't matter because the boxes become so rare themselves. So the box itself, regardless of what's in it, becomes a collectible product. Rudy talks about this with Magic cards, right? You wouldn't go back and open almost anything from what we would consider old school Magic to get your money back in opening singles. There's some great singles that are worth a lot of money, but if you open a $5,000 box and the best you can do in singles is under $1,000, you wouldn't. Why is the box that price? It's because there's nostalgia there. It's because the box itself sealed is what is coveted. Let's see what else. What else? Any other questions? Trainer Glenn, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Trainer Glenn, I'll have to check out your channel. I just looked you up. I haven't. You'll have to look at some of your videos here. Give you another sub. So yeah, we're just hanging out, going over to the market, just talking about stuff, seeing what's up, talking Surging Sparks right now. And then, again, anyone out there, if you're listening, hit me up at PokeMarketLab@gmail.com. If you want a sticker, no cost to you, you'll get one in the mail. And we'll get your hat, your name in the hat to pull. I'll pull a random, however many, emails I get, I'll pull a random one and we'll give you a pack of Surging Sparks. No cost to you, just my way of giving back. Little Christmas cheer here before we head into the Christmas season next week. Void Start PokeMarketLab, you want me to drop your link to a few Discords? Yeah, hey, well, I kind of try to stand on my own in terms of the value of the content I provide. But yeah, the more the merrier. We just, I think the channel's done fantastic. Remember, it's less than a couple months old. It's about a couple months old now, right? Yeah, started sometime in November. So it's grown nicely. And I think, the goal was just to start talking about stuff like an adult instead of all this hype and everything. And it probably means it's not a, 10 to 20,000 subscriber channel, but or ever will be. But again, I just wanted to have more, just reasoned approach to some of this stuff, more data driven. There's definitely some other data driven channels out there, like Pika Pika Papa, I think his name is. Love his channel. He's got a lot of warehouse. He's got a lot of data that he kind of keeps in the back end that he references. And I just think we kind of, kind of needed that kind of reasoned approach to things. So where do you see the price for Surging Sparks boxes after the reprint? I still think, you know, if let's look at it this way. So if they approach this like they approached an Obsidian Flames or a Paldea Evolved in terms of reprints, then I don't think I think the price is gonna continue to rise. I've said it before. It could be, if the bull market continues, this could be a $500 box in 2025. I know that's kind of wild. That's just just look at how many cards we have, how many singles do we have? Like, there's plenty of stuff to crack here. We have 5-6 singles in the, you know, triple digit range, and then it doesn't even drop off from there. And then we got the Hydrodons going towards 100. We get the Executor going towards 100 here. The pull rates, it's pull rates, right? We've said it before, we'll say it again. It's pull rates. There's hard pull rates and really fantastic SIRs. I mean, people chase. I mean, Pikachu, there's 50 of these on the market, and these have sold, seen over 400 sell on TCG Player alone. I did a video on this not long ago about how many booster boxes, but using pull rate data, how many booster boxes have been cracked as a result, not chasing Pikachu necessarily, but just the representation of how many of these are sold, using math with the pull rates to show how many boxes were open. And that's obviously a minimum, and that doesn't include ETBs and all that. So it's a lot. It's a lot. A lot of boxes have been cracked. That's what we want. It's investors, right? I don't want a product that wasn't cracked. I want a product that has chase cards in it. And those chase cards mean people are going to want the boxes in the future. And that means people crack the boxes to chase those singles, right? You don't think Pikachu's going to hold at this price? I don't know. We saw this bounce off the lows here. Dropped to 400, around 400. Bounced right back up, right to that $500 price point. I don't know. I think it's going to stabilize around here. It's just not a lot of them. There's not a lot. And we've seen a lot of them sell. We've seen a lot of them exchange hands, but who knows? Who knows? It's a beautiful card. I got one myself, so. Dirty Joe, Celebrations ETB versus Evolving Skies Build and Battle box. They're about the same price and wondering which is better. Ooh, that's a tough question. All right, so number one, I don't like Build and Battle boxes. I just don't. I don't know. There's just they're big. There's nothing. It's nothing special about them. So I don't. That's kind of hard comparison. Celebrations is not a great set, but it's not one I cracked. Yeah, we have there's another set though, right? No, that's from the classic. Yeah, it's just, there's not a lot in that set. Which set would be a better long-term hold, 151 or Surging Sparks? Ooh, I don't know if you can go wrong. 151's older. I think the product that you get for 151 is what matters, right? So we know 151's still getting reprinted. We know Blooming Waters is coming out in February, so that's bringing some more product to market. I mean, if they're not touching the ETBs, then, I mean, and we know, again, it's not just what's in there, right? If they don't touch the ETBs again, they could print all kinds of other stuff that brings more product to the market. If they don't touch the ETBs, people are still going to pay a premium potentially for that ETB, even if the price per pack isn't great, because they remember that. They remember opening that ETB because it's Pokemon Center's not reprinting it. There's no risk of reprinting that product. I mean, there is risk, but at some point in time, when this is 2 years down the road, that risk will eliminate, and that product could be the way to go. So, but the price is high, so can you get it at a decent price? I think the way to go right now, booster bundles. If you can get those, you can absolutely, any person here can get Pokemon 151 booster bundles if you keep your ear to the ground for about $30 a pop. So, did you pull your Pikachu? I ripped over 1,000 packs, never did. Poketino, yeah, it's funny. I was out at a local game store. I kind of do this like local game store crawl with my friend. Every couple months, we just hit up the local game stores, spend some money locally, because, you know, we're always buying stuff online. And I just, on a whim, impulse purchase, I picked up a Surging Sparks ETB. I think it was the weekend after release or the weekend of. And I was going to bring it home and crack with the kids, but I cracked it in the car instead with my friend and pulled it there. And I was like, what? And I did a double take. I thought, because there's that other Pikachu in that set that's obviously much cheaper. I can't remember if it's what type of card. It's not the hyper rare. There's another one. So I had to do double take. I knew what it was, but like, it's like you win the lottery. You're like, I gotta triple check my numbers. So I went to TCG Player, and sure enough, it was, yeah. So that one's in the collection for sure. That one, and it's a little off center too, which is fine, but it's not gradable. Otherwise, I would have sent it in for grading. So that's in the binder. That's an awesome one. That's why you do it. I mean, you pull something like that. You remember pulling that. Like it's a $500 card. I could have sold it, made some money, but it's a cool card, and that's how I enjoy the hobby. I like cracking, and the stuff I crack, I keep. So let's see what else we got here. Reviewing pack drop odds, and then some reverse hollow uncommon rare. Then the top hits of certain sets like alpha. Yeah, that Pikachu is 1 out of every 916 packs. That's a hard one to pull. It's really hard. Here's the crazy thing is, like, I saw dozens of pictures on social media of people opening that card, right? But it's just because, hey, I mean, if you pull that card, you're going to post it to social media. Like, I posted to the channel. I sent it to my friends. I posted on some Discords I'm on. I definitely bragged about that for sure. So you kind of get this like false positive. It seems like it's everywhere, like it's easy to get. It's not. The data does not support that. It is hard. 1 out of every 916 packs. I think I figured it out. That means the ones that I had seen on eBay and TCG Player, those numbers combined represented about 30,000 boxes being opened. And again, that doesn't include ETBs and all that. Yes, mine came from an ETB, but just again, to kind of illustrate the fact that when you have a chase card like this, is one chase card, it causes pack ripping like crazy. And that's what we want. That means there's lower population of booster boxes out in the wilds. So if you're a sealed collector, that's great. And again, I've talked about this before. This represents, so you get this booster box sitting at $200 a pop, right? Which is great. It represents, it's like an ETF, okay? If you don't know what an ETF is an exchange traded fund, right? It is a mix of a bunch of different companies. So if you don't want to invest in one stock, one company, right? You can invest in an ETF or a mutual fund, and it's a bucket of really good companies, and that kind of smooths out the undulations of the market, the ups and downs, and kind of makes sure you have a little skin in the game in a bunch of different companies. That's exactly what a booster box is. Okay, it's a representation of all these beautiful cards, okay, that could go up in value and are still going up in value. Here we got multiple cards in triple digits represented in one box. That's what's great about booster boxes. Yeah, those odds are crazy. The pack, and we've seen it before. We saw it with Obsidian Flames, right? If the pull rates are too easy, this is what happens. It puts too many cards into the market, right? Too many of those chase cards in the market, and it brings down it's a supply and demand thing. That's it. It's simple. It's great to open, but also the market, as far as I can tell, has never rejected hard pull rates, right? Evolving Skies is called Evolving Cries, right? It's extremely hard to pull some of those SIRs. It doesn't mean people didn't love the set or chase it. People absolutely love it. And again, they don't like it because it's hard. That it creates that cracking. That's what we want. So yeah, Surging Sparks, fantastic set. It's the one to beat. And again, when we started seeing the previews for this was when the market had already started to turn in the favor of Scarlet and Violet. And that is definitely Twilight Masquerade's doing, for sure. Damien, $211 box price for this. I think you can do better than that if you look around. Maybe TikTok. You're not going to save like $50, but you might save $10-20. But I think you might be able to do better. And the only thing that's going to stop this from going higher is Prismatic. And keep in mind, so we saw, and things are definitely kind of evening out here. We're definitely seeing some money move into singles for sure. Box prices are kind of stabilizing. That's the holidays. Part of that's we're a little ways on now from release day here for Surging Sparks, and Prismatic's just coming up so quick. It's going to start soaking up that money. But again, I think you have a lot of people. Their cost average for Surging Sparks is up there, so they're not. I don't think you're going to see. I don't think you're going to see a lot of people rush to sell their product in Surging Sparks. I think you've already seen most of that quick selling to make a quick buck. I think, just my guess. Yeah, Harry, I think 190 I think is reasonable. I think you can get there if you know where to look, or just do some research. I don't think it's terribly hard. Just a reminder, anyone who's in chat is enjoying the stream, hit the like button if you can for me. And again, we're going to give out some stickers. So if you're in chat, if you haven't gotten a sticker before, hit me up at PokeMarketLab@gmail.com. I give out these stickers for free, just my way of giving back. These are what they look like. And I'll get one in the mail and put it in an envelope for you. Just need your address, no cost to you. And I will pull a random name out of everyone that emails me tonight asking for a sticker. You'll all get a sticker, but I'll pick one and you'll get a Surging Sparks pack at no cost to you. I'll ship it out to you, okay? Just my little way of giving back for the holidays. And again, hit that like button if you can. I'm trying to hit that 50 number. I've gotten there before, but we'll go on for another 20 minutes here. I need some questions, though. We've kind of looked over everything, so it's up to you guys. Give me some questions and kind of steer the ship here. And we'll go off chat here. Making a quick buck without caring about the product in the Pokemon space. Let's see. Is it a good time to pick up Sword and Shield Alt-Arts even though they've been starting to rise? It depends. What's your goal? I mean, if you're looking to collect, yeah, it's always a good time. If you're looking to invest long term, I don't really do single card investing. I think, part of that's just I enjoy collecting singles. I don't collect them for a specific reason other than I just enjoy the art. And I feel like if I start, kind of dabble in trying to buy low, sell high in singles, it's just kind of ruin it for me. So I've been burned so many times. I used to do that Magic all the time, speccing on singles. And it's just, yeah, there's no good formula. For some people can do it. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. If you really know what you're doing and you've proven it out, you can do it. It's just really hard with Pokemon because you're kind of trying to predict where a subjective market can go. It's hard to, like, how do you invest? Like, if I buy a stock, I can use objective data, or even a booster box. I can kind of look at some data and make some decisions about where it might go, or even historicals, right? With individual cards, it's hard to see where that market's going to go. It really is. Would you hold on the 238 Pikachu now or sell it? If you don't have a emotional reason to hold on to it, now's not a bad time. It still has most of its peak price. It's not too far if it's high, so it's not a bad time to sell it. Definitely. Yeah, watching you convinced me to invest in sealed products and singles, Royal Soul. Yeah, it's I can't do the singles. I just enjoy them. I'm still trying to liquidate some of my specs from Magic from years ago. It's just you have to know the play meta, like, in detail. You have to know the meta in each single type of play, and it's just super hard, and it changes. Like, cards get banned and cards get unbanned now, and it's just so hard to predict. And now you have so many different flavors of cards. Even selling Magic singles is a absolute pain because you have a single card with multiple different treatments, and you can make money. You can make money doing any of this stuff. It's how much margin and time do you want to deal with? I used to sell heavily on TCG Player in terms of individual cards. Like, I'm not like way up there, but like 30, 40, 50 orders a day. And it's a grind. It's a real grind for small markets. It depends on the sets too. Sometimes you could open 50 boxes and make nothing, lose money. And then sometimes you can make a ton. And it's like, imagine gambling, trying to run a business and trying to gamble to whether you're gonna have enough margin or not. It's extremely hard. It's frustrating. I can't do that with a family. So, and that's why, again, like the boxes, I have a video. I think I'm going to release it tomorrow. It's like the secret to investing in Pokemon is not giving a crap. Like, seriously, I mean, you just come in, just buy boxes, put them on a shelf, and not give a crap about them for 5 years. And you don't need to listen like people like me. You don't need to listen to Rudy or any of these other channels. I mean, again, appreciate the subs and the likes, but you do not need, there's no secret sauce. Rudy says that, okay? For all the things he tells you to buy, not buy, whatever, he says that. He says there's no magic secret. There's no course. There's no YouTube channel. There's no book. There's no person. There's no secret. You have to grind, okay? Buying a booster box with no skill and leaving it on a shelf is about as close to a cheat code as you can get, okay? And it just accrues in value over 5 years. Same thing with stock, okay? You can buy S&P 500. You can buy Vanguard S&P 500 index funds all day and you let them sit there for 10, 20 years, it takes zero skill whatsoever, and it'll grow. Like, it'll guarantee grow. Unless the American economy grinds to a halt, it'll grow. There's nothing else out there like it. That's the hard part's just forgetting about it. The easy part's just doing it, like just literally buying boxes and forgetting about it. The hard part's just disassociating yourself from the price and just not checking the price. So, Grounder, I have a bunch of Zapdos CZ tins, considering breaking them down for space. What would you do? Yeah, you know, I have done that before. Again, over a long enough time frame, it's probably going to be better sealed. Typically what happens is pack prices start to, the contents of stuff with packs does not, it does start to separate from an individual pack price. Like, it's not, again, it starts to, even though it's not a booster box, it does start to grow on its own. But it's space. I've done it. I actually think I did it with probably the same tins you're talking about with Crown Zenith. I broke them down for space. That's just that I'm limited on space, wicked limited on space. I'm actually divesting from a lot of Magic stuff and just shifting to Pokemon. Magic, again, I've said it before, WotC just screwed the pooch. Confidence is gone. This is why Pokemon companies consider they are the masters of collectible products. So, question, what price do you see Surging Sparks get to in mid-2025? Mid-2025, so, you know, unfortunately, a lot of stuff's gonna depend on what happens with this shouldn't be like this, but with the, you know, the change in presidency, could be a shift here. We had some, you know, economic things outside of the Pokemon world. Things are fairly stable right now, but that's a concern. I think 300 in middle 2025 isn't out of the question. Again, I threw out there kind of maybe 500 by the end of 2025. That's if the bull run continues. If the bull run continues as it has been, this could continue to climb. And again, a lot of boxes have already flushed through the market. So, let's see, Matt, are boxes or PC ETBs the better long-term investment? From a percentage standpoint, Pokemon Center ETBs for sure. And I actually should do a video on that. That's a great question, Matt. Yeah. Right now, yes, Pokemon Center ETBs seem to be the way to go, especially if that promo is really, if like the card is really good. It's the question is, you know, do they start printing more? But yes, I mean, historically through Scarlet and Violet, Obsidian Flames, you would have quadrupled your money. 151, you would have tripled your money, I think. So yeah, definitely good. But yeah, I mean, the Pokemon Center ETB is just that stamp promo, and I think Pika Pika Papa talked about it. He knew long ago. I should have listened. That stamp promo was going to do some things, and it's really only recently that we've seen him, you know, run up. I think it was Obsidian Flames. We'll just quickly show you this one. Let's see, Pokemon Center. This was down to like 4 boxes not long ago. So this is what I was talking about, right? So the price of something starts to run up, it pulls more supply into the market here on TCG Player. So, but it hasn't done anything to price. So this has gone up 50% in the last month. 200% in the last year. Yeah, that blows about anything away that I've seen in Scarlet and Violet, for sure. That's wild. So back in the spring, these were right about that $60 price point, which is what they are when they pre-order from Pokemon Center. And that's skyrocketed. Again, great promo, limited supply, difficult to reprint. Although, again, I think they reprinted Twilight Masquerade recently. Weird. I don't know why they would do that. Unless they shifted from another company. I think, can you get these, anyone in chat, can you get these in the UK, Pokemon Center exclusive boxes? Is there other countries you can get these and pre-order them from? Or are they all pre-ordered from Pokemon Center US? Because that's the only thing I can think of is maybe they shifted inventory from another region. Because, I mean, it just seems stupid to reprint Pokemon Center ETBs. Like, why? Like, you're going to kill your confidence in your market? Nugs, I don't think this set is as good as Evolving Skies, which is what you need to believe it. Think it'll be over 300 before printing is even over. I don't know. I think it's, to me, from an artwork standpoint, Surging Sparks blows Evolving Skies out of the water. Again, this is just my opinion, guys. This isn't based on any factual data or anything like that. We cannot predict what's going to happen in the future. I just think it's a banger of a set. It's got multiple cards in the 300, in the 3 digits, and I think we got a couple cards that are going to hit 3 digits. I think it's going to do. It is the Evolving Skies of Scarlet and Violet. I think that's fair to say. I don't think, but it's not going. I didn't say it was climbing to $1,000 a pop. I think at 300 to 500 in 2025 is reasonable. I think it's reasonable. I really don't think it's out of the question. Yeah, Void, a little stamp. It's not that it makes it better. It's just it's rare. That's just rare. Like the only way to get it is to crack a bot. Well, I mean that's true of all Pokemon cards, I guess, but it's just their limited supply. There can't be. It's really hard to reprint them. So if the card artwork is great and you add the stamp and it's limited supply, you're kind of checking a few boxes that make it just, yeah. And then what happens obviously is the price of that card drives up. What happens? People crack the Pokemon Center ETBs, and that is a very, very small pool of product. Just look at the Obsidian Flames. Only 500 of these sold in the last year. There's not many of them, and this is $250 a pop. If you know you have Pokemon Center ETBs from Obsidian Flames, and you know they're $250, it's hard not to sell them at that price. To make a 200% markup, it's hard to keep holding. That's a diamond hand right there. That's a definition of a diamond hand. So if you're holding that, so what my point is that we saw these drop down to like 4 listed, and now people are like, oh crap, let me get rid of these boxes. It's 200% gain. That's the things that's what we dream of as investors, right? And they put their stuff out. It's still only 30. There's still only 30 listed on the market. So it's just and it's not just that we saw Paldea is up to $200 a pop, 151 of course. It's going to keep going, especially, I mean, even any of the promos are going to, there's even the ones that aren't great, they're still hitting the $40, $50 price point per card. And that's most of the price of the box. So it's going to, the rest of the Scarlet Violet ones are going to keep going up. So, and that's what, like Prismatic Evolutions, I don't know what that one's going to do. It's $400 a pop now, which I think is bonkers. But this one's $200. I mean, it was City and Flames. I mean, the promo card is Eevee for Prismatic. I don't know. Maybe they could hold at 400. I have no idea. Or they could just skyrocket. Anything's possible. Speaking of stamps, what's your thoughts on the Prismatic surprise box with the stamp cards? Worth it? It could be. That could be. I didn't think about that. That could definitely be a way to go. I haven't picked up any of the surprise boxes. That's a new one from them. Yeah, that's a great. I got to look into that. What is this? What does the stamp say? Is it a Pokemon Center stamp? It's not, because those are sold at retail, right? What's the stamp on there? I haven't looked into that. Do you think there will ever be a time in a sealed product's life where no one will rip them, which will cause the boxes to not move ever? Yes, I definitely think there's a point. Like if you get XY Evolutions boxes, I don't think you might be ripping them for social media. Like if you get enough followers, like, hey, I'm ripping this $2,000 box for funsies. But my point is that the population out in the wild will never increase. It's never going to go up. You may have more product come to TCG Player, but in the wild, there will never be more. And remember, there's other reasons that a box comes out of population, right? Boxes get lost, boxes get destroyed, they get damaged, they get opened, right? Even if a box is $2,000, people still open fossil boxes on YouTube and on social media, right? They will never be, the population of every single box today that's not currently in print will never be as high as it is today. Reed, which one are you talking about? Matt, I think the stamped just says Prismatic Evolution. Ew, let's take a look at that. You said it was a surprise box, right? Do we have images of it? The promos. Let me know if anyone's got a link to the stamp. I wonder if PokeBeach has it. Oh, where's Prismatic here? Oh, shoot. Yeah, let me know if anyone knows where to find the picture. I have not seen a picture of the stamp. If there's stamped promos in there, I think that would definitely be the way to go. Oh, on Pokemon Center website. Good call. What's the pack price per versus What's the pack price versus the ETB? Is it special at all? And again, this is if we can get it at MSR, quote unquote, MSRP pricing, right? I don't know why I'm not seeing it here. $22.29, 99. How many packs? Yeah, Nugs. I think it's yeah. I don't see why not. Images. We're looking. It was right here. Does it have a picture? That's eBay. I don't want eBay. eBay, Target. No. We want. Man, I hate this search engine. That's eBay too. Let's look at surprise box stamped. Here we go. This might have it. Ah, there we go. Yep, I think that that looks good to me. That looks pretty good to me. Yeah, I would say that's a definite. So how many packs come? Find 1 of 9 promo cards. Okay, so it's a gamble. Interesting. That's an interesting product. Only 4 packs. So price per pack's kind of high. Ooh, that's a little bit of a gamble, huh? Interesting. So yeah, these could be pricey. So you're gonna have a gamble. So keep in mind. So when I see a 1 of 9 promo cards, right? So there's randomness in each. You don't get the promo, the randomness. It's a randomness of what you're gonna get when you crack the box, right? So that's gonna cause cracking. But there's not gonna be a limitation on how many of these they can make. And price per pack's not great. So interesting though. That could be worth picking up some. I mean, I think any product of Prismatic that you can get that's not ridiculously priced is the way to go. Like, get whatever you can. This is definitely, that's a great way. I mean, there's definitely a case to be made as to how these could run up in value, for sure. I mean, if I had my choice, obviously I'd get Pokemon Center one, ETB still. But yeah, that's a cute. I think that's a great looking stamp for sure. I could see that being expensive. I don't think I don't know if they could be 3 figures expensive or anything crazy like that, but I could see that being a $30 card easily. Everyone loves gambling. We're all degenerate gamblers, guys. Every single one of us. I miss the good old days you could buy some cards for the love of the game and Pokemon without paying double MSRP or triple before release. Yeah, well, this is the game. It's collectible. It's not just like if something is desired, there's a monetary value to it. All right, so we're gonna do a few more minutes here. A reminder: anyone who's in the stream tonight, if you want a free sticker, if you haven't gotten one before, hit me up at PokeMarketLab@gmail.com. You'll get a free sticker in the mail. No cost to you. Just need your address. We'll get it in the mail for you this week. My little Christmas present to everyone staying in the chat tonight. And I'll give away 1 Surging Sparks booster pack to one person who emails me tonight. Just at random. I had a guy win it last week. He got a pack this week. Hopefully he rips it and lets us know what's in it. So, Matt, how did you move out to MTG? Just sell in bulk? I just divested. It's all sealed. Mainly sealed. I still have some singles I'm trying to sell here and there, but just list on TCG Player. I kind of keep track of my collection, the price, and if the price, I can make a little bit of money on them. I didn't want to lose money. I didn't need the money right away, so I just kind of held on to singles and sealed long term. And as I can, make a return again after fees and shipping and everything, then I list some boxes. There's some sets that I love too, that I've played or that I love the artwork for, that I'll always have boxes of. But I kind of just divest my, bring my dollar cost average down to that zero again, sell the cover, and I'll there's some boxes I'll hold forever for sure, stuff I just love. Reed, guess you don't ship to New Zealand. I don't know how that works with a plain white envelope. If there's a way to do that with like a stamp or 2 or 3, I don't mind, as long as it's, I think the pack might be a bit expensive to ship if you won, but I'm a sticker. If I can do it, if it doesn't, you know, cost me an arm and a leg, I don't mind. Yeah, so we'll give it a few more minutes and we'll kind of, I think we've covered just about everything tonight. So, but yeah, thanks to you know, I wish everyone out there, you know, Merry Christmas, or, you know, whatever you celebrate, or if you don't, just so hopefully some time off to enjoy with friends and family, and just relax, maybe crack some packs. I know I will be this weekend. We're gonna pick an ETB out of the collection to crack and have some fun with my son's friends are gonna be over, so we'll crack some packs and have some fun. And again, just to really appreciate everyone, you know, joining the stream, hanging out, asking some really good questions. Really, I've you know, been so shocked at the love and support from the community in terms of subs, in terms of great comments. It's really been like literally on one hand how many like crappy comments I've got, like mean comments I've got. Not that I care, but it's just, you know, I thought there'd be just more of it, you know. But just the community's been fantastic. So it's made it really easy to keep putting out some really good videos and stuff. So again, hit me up at PokeMarketLab@gmail.com. I think we're gonna call it for tonight. Again, hope everyone has a Merry Christmas. Hope everyone has an awesome time next week with the family. And we're gonna see you on the next one. So peace out, everyone.